So we'll continue with step 2 for this part, and here we'll finish the 2 rear axles. There was too much to do all 3 in part 2. I've already went ahead and cut out all the parts and cleaned them up, and I'm just going to go and assemble them off camera because there's nothing to see or new from the front axle. So that's the 2 rear axles glued together now. Nothing of note or different from what was done for the front axle in part 1. We have to attach a drive shaft, and the only thing we need to be mindful of is the orientation, because it does actually have a bit of dog leg to accommodate the different angle. And the instruction says just to snap this into place without glue. Okay, so that wasn't glued up well enough. Easier to attach. Okay, now we can glue it in. Okay, so that's them. So that's the 2 rear axles done. So moving on to the paper model, everything in yellow done, and you'll see now. I've left off the subframes and the rear springs. That will be for a later part, and also there's a number of torsion bars that we need to make up. Again, we'll leave that to a later stage in line with the Hobby Boss instructions. I went ahead and made all the parts. There's nothing different really from the front axle, with some minor changes of course. We'll have a look at the parts now and then we'll assemble them. So for the axle housings themselves, for the front and the rear, and I'm very happy how these turned out compared to the front axle. They're very square, there's no torsion, twist or deformation at all. So they're good, I'm happy with them. The reduction gears, again, very similar to what we've seen in the front axle. These are slightly different because they've got these flanges as supports for the torsion bars. And then similar to the rear. The additional one we have is this, I'm not sure what you'd call it, but it diverts the drive to the rear axle. You can see I've 3D printed the universal joints because the paper versions have a double thickness and it's quite a small tight U shape, which based on the front hitch I didn't turn out too good. So we've got 2 different yokes here. So you've got a square yoke which goes onto the reduction gear and a rounder one which is for the drive shafts. And then you've got the spider here. So for the 3D printed parts, did the 2 yokes to match the paper part, and I've put a recess on each side to accommodate the spider. Okay, so it actually does work, but of course I'll be gluing it into position once the prop shafts are set in position. Moving on to the brake drums. Now these are actually handed because the brake actuator rod that goes on this mark here, we've got these at the front of each axle or the back if it's the back one. The intent was for all the seams to be down, and that's how I planned it. But when I came to fit this mounting plate here to each of the axle ends, by the time to glue them on, I've kind of messed up and forgot. So we're going to have a situation where one seam's down, one seam's up. But because I'm painting, that dot's irrelevant now, so I might be able to just turn it around so the seams are all on the bottom. But we'll have a look at that when we come to glue them up. The brake cylinders themselves, just the same as the front, slightly different design, a bit more complicated to put together There's a bit more parts and whatnot. But again, the principle was the same as in the front axle we did. Let's start gluing this up then. So the first thing we'll do is reduction gearboxes onto the axle housing. Right, let's glue the reduction gear onto the housing. So I'm just using normal PVA glue here. That's looking pretty neat. Also, I wish it could be said the same for the front axle. So I did this one off camera and I actually thought I put it on the wrong way. So while the glue was still wet, kind of ripped it off, only to discover that it was on the right way because I forgot I was working on the front axle. But I just looked at the oil filler, which is in the rear of the rear and the front of the front. So I managed to get it back down. So I got it off, cleaned it up, realised it was right the first time. So I've got a bit of damage. It hasn't quite settled down at the front here. I'm a wee bit offline. And as you can see, there's bits of warps and dents and whatnot. So very disappointing. Got it right the first time. Ripped it off, made a mess, and then put it back down. Not as good as it was. But you live and learn. So while we're here, what we'll do is we'll thread through this axle tube. So this is 3mm brass tube. In the center here, there's actually a rib. It goes right through with a hole. So we just need to line everything up. We'll look down the end of it there so I can see it. It's coming through now. And there we go. And again, it's still sitting nice and flat. We'll do the same for the front. So a bit stiffer. Line it up. And there it comes. Just giving it a twist as a push, it just makes it a bit easier. And again, slight bit, it should be okay. Makes it easier to handle as well. So this front axle carries this transfer barrel. So when axles are sitting, this diverts the drive to the rear. So we've got this mounting plate to go on now. And that sits just here. There's actually, this was folded up from one piece. But it has a rear part here which has got a step, so that's good because it will hang onto the edge of the housing here. Now we've got some nut and bolt detail. We'll put these in here, just trying them for fit. Okay, they'll fit in there nicely, so I'll do this off camera. Okay, so that's the stud and nut details added on there. So we can now mount. The instructions aren't very clear how it sits on this. Having a look at the Hobby Boss part, it actually does sit forward at the main reduction gear yoke here. You can see there is printed lines, and it happens to coincide with the extents of the mounting. So I'm going to attach it, lining up the lines there to the front and back of the mounting point. So I'll just add glue to this mount here. Okay. So I'll install these mounting points here, and they sit there. 172 is actually the spring, and then 159 is a little plate. So We can install these. Obviously the springs we'll do later, so we'll leave these plates off until then, and then we'll trap the spring between this mounting here and that plate. Okay, so we'll attach the brake drums now. Just going to put some spots of glue just on the inside. Just need to line up again. That's slot in there perfectly. And we can do the same for the other side. That one there is going to have the seam to the top. I want to avoid the brake actuator locations there, but I'm going to put it in so the seam's at the bottom. Like I say, it won't matter because it's getting painted anyway, so it doesn't matter where that disc is. Okay, we'll attach the differential housing here. What I've done is I've kept all the seams in one line, and I'll keep that to the inside just to reduce the visibility of it. And then the drain plug here goes to the back, in the back one, and the front to the front one. Okay, so it goes on like that. Okay, and then while we're here, we'll be as well doing the filler. So the last thing to do is attach the brake cylinders. So you just have to be careful with the orientation because these are handed as well. Okay. So we've got the actuator rod to go in between here. We'll use that to square this up. And we've also got a stud in that detail to go in here. Okay, so I'll do all that and then we can come back. Okay, so that's all the brake cylinders attached. All the nuts are on now. And I've done the actuator rods out of 1.6mm styrene rod instead of the paper part. And that's just done for this part now. On the whole, turned out not too bad. Still annoyed with myself almost destroying this part here unnecessarily, thinking I'd glued it on wrong when it was right the first time. But it's went together now anyway. So if the vehicle's pointing this way, this is how they'll sit in the rear with a drive shaft between these two. So, as expected, the plastic hobby boss part went together very easily. Like 27 parts. It took maybe an hour and a half all up. Cut out, clean up and glue together. The paper, I'm very happy how it turned out. It was enjoyable. The difference in the amount of work here is incredible. So there was like 200 parts between the both of them. 60 of them required laminating onto either paper 1mm or 1.5mm card. There's also about 200 3D resin printed parts, all the nuts, the studs and nuts, and the yokes for the universal joints. All up, about 55 hours of work to get to this stage for these two. They're coming along nicely. It'd be good to get some paint on them, then get some weathering and whatnot, but that'll be down the track. Okay.